Hello, I'm just here with a quick thought about trigger warnings because I just wondered what everyone else thinks about them. I think in general they're pretty good. I slightly prefer the term content warning because I think that diluting the meaning of like having an actual like being actually triggered by something isn't hugely helpful. And I've found them helpful in the past. A friend of mine was doing a show I knew was heavily about sexual assault, and I was like, you know what, where I am this month, much as I'd love to support my friend, I really can't handle this, so I didn't go. And I think if I had gone and I hadn't known what it was about, I would have been really upset. But at the same time, that is entirely what the show is about, and that was kind of very explicit from moment one. But I've come up against an issue with. I mean, I'll just explain it. So I made a piece of work that involved a ghost baby, and it was meant to be ambiguous. So the baby could have passed, it could have been miscarriage, could have been abortion, could have been like an early um, an actual baby that has been born that passed away quite early on. It was meant to be ambiguous. And also, the baby doesn't show up for a while. It's kind of meant to be like, ooh, what's going on? Oh, there's a ghost baby. Um, but I was asked to put a trigger warning on this, and I did, because that's the other bit of this, is that obviously the people that I don't want to upset particularly are women that have had miscarriages, women that have had abortions, anyone that's lost a baby. Like, obviously, I do not want to upset these people. But at the same time, if I put a big glowing light at the top of this saying, trigger warning, miscarriage, then obviously you come to it with all these preconceived notions of what's going to happen. You're waiting for it. You know that that's what it's going to be about. And I wonder. And also, there are also things I've tried to make that are even more abstracted than this. Like, obviously, yes, there's a dead baby in this. At the end of the day, there totally is that. You can't get away from that. But I have seen and I've made more ambiguous things that could be about a multitude of very difficult topics, but also could not be about those topics. And I think that ambiguity is sometimes the point and is sometimes important. So, does anyone have any thoughts on how to appropriately warn people that something may be triggering or difficult without giving away the game and telling someone entirely what it's about? Yeah, interestingly as well, I recently did a cabaret night where we were asked to give trigger warnings, but the person actually running it, he was like, I don't like trigger warnings, I wish we didn't have to give them at all. And I found that interesting because he's normally very like sensitive. I'm going to say oversensitive from where I'm standing, but yeah, like I found that interesting. The kind of juxtaposition between like, oh no one can offend anyone on any count, but also I don't care about trigger warnings. Interesting. But anyway, what are your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on content warnings? Bye.